And if you'd like, we can start with the feet on the block. So have it in front of you, and you could choose to bring the soles of the feet together and let your knees go wide. Only do that if it feels good. If not, feel free to bring your knees closer in, kind of hip width, and plant your feet. Your hands could rest on your thighs, and you might give your shoulders a roll, your neck a little stretch. And then eventually just find a few moments here of stillness. Shoulders are over those hips, your torso is supported by your hips, your head between your shoulders, crown of the head reaching tall, and see if you can find a bit more length through your spine. Using your inhales to grow a little taller. Using your exhales to stabilize, to support that spine. So think about the ribs drawing in, the lower belly gently drawing up and in. And as always, remind yourself that your breath is a three-dimensional event. Your inhales are not only about expanding front body, but also side body, and also noticing some expansion in the back body, lengthwise too. Your exhales also a three-dimensional event. Lower belly drawing gently up and in, side ribs drawing back towards center, shoulder blades maybe squeezing gently in. If you're comfortable breathing a bit more through your nose, you could do that. And as always, make sure that in your practice, it's not only about effort, but there's also ease. So find those things in your practice that feel good, that make you feel comfortable. There's always that exploration, the looking into kind of boundaries or limits. But make sure that you don't just do that. Make sure that there's also that grounding, that comfort, that ease. A few more breaths. And you could keep your eyes closed or gently open them. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Left shoulder down, heavy. And then guide your chin towards your chest. And then guide the left ear towards the left shoulder as you find now the side stretch for the right side neck. Right shoulder heavy. Ease through the jaw, eyes. And then let's do that again. Bring the chin back to your chest. Noticing that stretch through the back of your neck. Taking it over to the right ear, right shoulder. And then back through center, chin to chest. And over to the left ear, left shoulder. As you breathe in, bring the chin back to your chest. Pause here for a moment. Try not to round through the back body. So think about your shoulder blades coming a little closer and then traveling down towards your back ribs. And then gently draw your lower ribs in. With your next breath in, look forward, lifting your chin more or less parallel to the floor. And then let's work with those eyes only. We did a little eye yoga in class yesterday, not this class, the other one. So let's do some here too. So first find your gaze, look forward in front of you. Take a moment, maybe blink your eyes a few times. Try to soften the muscles around your eyes. And then travel your gaze, so only eyeballs, the head doesn't move, towards your left. Looking towards the left side of your room. Maybe notice anything over there that you haven't seen in a while. And then bring those eyes, those eyeballs back through center, looking forward once again. And then when you're ready, take those eyeballs towards the right side of your room, keeping your face facing forward. And yeah, let yourself see something that maybe you haven't seen in a while. Steady those eyes for a moment there. And then gently return them through center. Blink them a few times. And then we're going to take those eyeballs towards the ceiling. So again, without lifting your chin, just lift your eyeballs. Maybe you see a bit of your hair, maybe the ceiling. Notice your forehead kind of wrinkling up a bit. And then gently return your eyes and look forward. And now we're taking those eyes, yeah, you guessed it, to the floor. So again, without moving your head, just let your eyeballs drop towards the floor. Maybe there's a glimpse of your toes. Maybe something else on the floor, a pattern, a shadow. Let your eyes rest there for a moment. And then bring those eyes back through center. Take a few blinks. And again, relax the muscles around your eyes. And then with your next inhale, bring your knees back in if you had them wide. Your feet could stay on a block if you had them there. And then open your arms out into a T. Turn your palms to face up towards the ceiling. And then turn your palms to face down and back. A few times like this, rotating your arms in line with your shoulders, or if that's a bit too intense, you could have them a bit lower. Well, keep that rotation going and feel that rotation going all the way up into your shoulders and then all the way into your upper back. So feel some movement of your shoulder blades, kind of like a sliding movement on your upper back, those shoulder blades. Take a couple more. And then we'll meet with those hands facing forward. Spread your fingers, find a bit more stretch through the palm, between the fingers. And then on your exhale, bring the arms in front of you, palms touch. Inhale again, open up. Maybe arms go back a bit. Exhale and bring them forward. Again, open. And exhale, bring them forward. Now interlace your fingers, turn the palms away from you, and then round your spine as you push your palms forward. Chin towards your chest. As you round your spine, think about pushing that back body towards the space behind you. Feel your shoulder blades moving away from one another. Another inhale. And another exhale. And then as you breathe in, open up those arms. Palms are facing back behind you. And then grab a hold of your chair or the other hand. And then here, interlace your fingers if you have the other hand. And then send your chest forward. Now your shoulder blades are squeezing. And you're finding a bit more space in your chest. Fronts of your shoulders. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. With your next inhale, release that. Bring your arms out into a T. And then again, we're going to rotate, but this time in opposite ways. So turn your right palm up, your left palm down and back. And then switch. And then switch. Moving like this a few more times. And feel a little bit more again of upper arm bone and the shoulder. Feel those shoulder blades. And see if you can distinguish the movement of the right shoulder blade from the left shoulder blade. It will go a little bit, it's going opposite, right? So just notice that. And take a couple more. And then we'll meet with both palms facing forward. Once again, give that stretch. See if you can really reach a little bit more, as if you were trying to get your upper arm bone away from your shoulders. And then on your exhale, bring those arms forward, palm to palm. Inhale, open, maybe take them back. Exhale and palm to palm. And another one, open. And exhale, palm to palm. Find the opposite interlace of your fingers this time. So opposite thumb on top, and then turn the palms away from you as once again you round your spine. Chin towards your chest, lower belly gently drawing up and in. Another breath. And then with your next inhale, open up those arms, neutral spine, and bring the hands behind you. Chair, other hand, interlacing those fingers if you have the hand. And then once again, find that space in your chest. Your shoulder blades squeeze. The fronts of your shoulders are stretching your chest. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Nice work. Releasing that. Rest your hands on your thighs and then bring your shoulders up and soften them down. 2 more just like that. Lift. Soften. And lift. And soften. Nice work. So if your feet are on a block, keep them there. Bring the soles of the feet together and the knees go wide. You could also do this with the feet on the floor if you prefer. So we're going to do a little bit of work kind of like to strengthen through the hips. So your hands are going to kind of push your knees down and out. And then what you're going to do, to a count of 5, we're going to push the legs back into the hands. So there's not going to be any movement from the outside, but you should feel that there's some work from the inside. So when you're ready, hands on your thighs, closer to your knees probably than your hips, and then begin. Kind of round over your legs, so you're putting some weight into those legs. You're pushing your knees wide, and then with your legs, you're going to try and bring them together without moving them. And you're finding that argument for 5, for 4. See if you can bring those legs a little closer. Resist with your hands. 3, 2, and 1. Soften. Come back to a neutral spine, relax your shoulders, maybe give your fingers a little wiggle, palms facing up. Now we're going to do that again. You could do it with your hands just like we just did, or if it's available, you could come onto the forearms. So you could bring your forearms onto your thighs, the hands are kind of in front of you. And then you're going to do the same thing. So your forearms, the weight of your torso is going to push those knees wide away from one another and towards the floor. And then your legs are going to try and counter that, go against your arms. And we'll do it again to a count of 5. So it should feel like intense work, okay? So when you're ready, take a breath in and exhale. And then begin to push. Legs push into arms, arms into legs for 5. For 4. Legs pushing into arms for 3. Feel the work in the hips for 2. And for 1. Nice work. And relax it. Lifting that spine, shoulders down, maybe a little roll. If you used your hands, maybe again give your fingers a little wiggle. Okay, and then from here, trying to use again that strength in your hips that you were using to counter the weight of your arms. We're going to just bring the knees together and take them apart, okay? So find that squeeze, bring them in, and then take them out. And then again, squeezing in. So find some inner resistance to do that and take them out. And again, it should feel like work. Squeeze them in and relax them out. And again, bring them in and soften. Let's do one more and bring them in. Find that squeeze and release them out. Nice work. Soften, relax, take a full breath in and a full breath out. All right, bringing those knees back in. If your feet were on a block, we'll move them off. Block can come to the side. We'll use it in a little moment. And then heels lift. Inhale, coming onto the balls of the feet, maybe even onto your tiptoes. And exhale, heels lower. And again, heels lift. And heels lower. And lift. And lower. With your next inhale, heel to toe your feet out. And then heel to toe your feet back in. And taking them out, bringing them back. And another, take them out and bring them back in. This time we're taking them out and we're pausing there. Heels more or less under knees. Your toes are pointing in the same direction as your knees, just to keep kind of that more neutral alignment for your knees. Your hands are on your thighs, and then as you inhale, lift your spine. And on your exhale, drop your left shoulder forward, down, and turn towards your right thigh. Push the left thigh away. Back and forth a few times. Come back through center. Inhale. Take it over to the left. Exhale. Back through center. Inhale. Over to the right. Find that twist through your torso. Inhale, center. And again to your left. And center. One more each side to the right. Last one, center. And to your left. As you inhale, come back through center. Reach your arms overhead or do cactus arms. And on your exhale, left arm down, side bend. Inhale, return. Side bend right. Inhale, return. Two more to the left. Return to the right. One more of each. To your left. And to your right. As you inhale, bring yourself back through center, interlace your fingers overhead, and then bend your elbows and bring the hands to the back of your head. Push the head into your hands, take your elbows back as you open up through your chest. And then on your exhale, turn towards your left, rotating the spine. Your legs don't change, so notice if your right knee is dropping forward, see if you can keep it back. And then come back through center and rotate to your right. Try not to drop your left knee forward. Keep it drawing back. One more of each. Center to your left. And center and to your right. Nice work. On your inhale, returning through center. If it feels good, reach your arms tall. And as you exhale, relax your arms down and heel to toe your feet back in. Bring the right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. If you'd like, find some movement through your ankle, your toes, point and flex, wiggle. And then pause that and find some rotation through your right hip. Switch direction. And then try a couple rotations in each direction without using your hands. See if that's available. We'll meet with the knee coming back through center, extending it in front of us and slowly lowering that heel all the way down to the ground. Reaching those arms up, catch a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and then pull it over towards the left side. Elbows can be bent or extended, whatever you prefer. Remember that imaginary wall behind you. Get your back body, even the back of the head, onto that wall. Nice work, nice job. As you breathe in, return through center. Left hand releases behind you. Right hand crosses as you find a twist towards the left. Draw your shoulder blades back and down. Broaden through your chest. Lengthen through your spine. Your arms are down. And then as you inhale, come back through center with your torso. If it feels good, you could reach your arms up or you could just leave them down. And on your exhale, hands are going to come to the hips. We're going to lift that right leg. So when you're ready, inhale, lift. As you exhale, bend that knee, hover the foot over the ground. And then lower first the ball of the foot. And then lower that right heel. Nice job. Hands to your thighs. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Your left knee this time is coming into the chest. Maybe that left ankle, those toes, get a little movement. As you draw that knee in, think about shoulders down, lifted spine, broad chest. And then pause that and take it to your hip. Find some rotations through the left hip. Play with the speed of these rotations. Maybe the range, switch direction. And then if you'd like, try a couple rotations in each direction without the help of your hand. And then bring that knee through center, extend your leg out in front of you and slow and controlled, lower that heel all the way down. Hands to your hips, take a breath in. And then reach your arms up actually. And right hand around the left wrist as we find that side bend to the right. So again, you could do it with your arms extended, you could do with elbows bent, or if those arms don't want to come all the way up, you could do hand to your shoulder, or even to the back of the head. So again, see what works here for you. Look for that stretch through the rib, left side of the torso, the left ribs. And then use your inhale to return your torso through center. Right hand sweeps behind you. Left hand crosses over as you find that rotation towards the right. Chest stays broad, shoulders relaxed. Find the effort, find the ease. And then with your next inhale, returning through center. Again, maybe arms lift or not. And on your exhale, hands come to the hips and we're going to lift that left leg. When you're ready, inhale, lift. Bend the knee. Lower the ball of the foot and toes first, and then slowly lower the heel. Hands come back to your thighs and heel to toe your feet out. And heel to toe your feet back in. And again, taking them out and bringing them back. And another one, taking them out and bringing them back. All right, let's give those shoulders a little bit more attention. So grab a hold of your block. And then the one that we're going to do today is about retraction and protraction. So you're going to hold the block in your hands, but instead of grabbing the block with your fingers, you're going to try and just hold it with the palm of your hand. So you've got to be pressing. Sometimes if we just grab with the fingers, then we don't press. And it's actually that press that is going to engage a bit more through the arms, and that's going to help kind of support or find stability around the shoulders. Okay, so again, fingers off if you can, and then squeeze the block with the palms of the hands. Extend your arms out in front of you about shoulder height. And now as we do retraction and protraction, remember your elbows don't bend or straighten, they stay exactly the same. Your spine stays exactly the same, and it's just about those shoulder blades. So as you retract, your block comes a little closer, your shoulder blades are squeezing. Imagine that you had a pencil or a ball between them, and you're squeezing it. And then when you protract, your block moves slightly away from you, and your shoulder blades move away from one another, so that ball would drop, or that pencil. Okay, try to do that again. Squeeze, retract, squeeze shoulder blades, and broaden shoulder blades, protract. And again, squeeze, broaden. So a few times at your own pace, relax through your face, make sure that you're breathing. And again, if the wall, that reference of having a wall behind you helps, think about that wall. You're still on the wall, the back of your head stays on the wall the whole time. And it's just your shoulder blades kind of move a bit on that wall. Squeezing and broadening. And notice if you can become a little less active through your hands, and see if you can give that extra squeeze into the block, especially the pinky side of your hand. Take a break anytime. We'll stay for a couple more. And then when you're ready, gently release that block onto your thighs. Just rest your hands on it. Give your shoulders a little roll. Notice any sensations wherever. It could be through the arm. You could feel it in your shoulders. You could feel it maybe in your upper back. Maybe around kind of your chest, your pec muscles, around the armpit area. Another breath in. And another breath out. Nice work. All right. So from here, we're going to find a little kind of arm movement, and we'll use the block for that. So we're going to try and take the block around the body. You'll see what I mean. So we'll start holding the block out in front of us with the right hand, and then we'll take it out to the right, and then we're going to take it behind us, and then see if your right hand can come. Oh, sorry, it was the left. So your other hand can come back, see if it can find the block, and then the other hand brings the block forward. Okay. So it's not taking it overhead. You're taking it out to the side. So imagine this as if you were drawing a circle around you, kind of at the level of your shoulders if you can, or aim for that. Okay, so you're taking it out, back. Bring the other arm back, see if it can transfer, and then bring it forward. There you go, nice, nice, really nice. So once you've got kind of the movement there and the situation of your block, begin to refine things. So what do I mean by refining? So notice if you do a lot of like torso movements, so spine rotates or flexes or extends, and then see if you can keep that as stable as possible as you find this movement. And if you've been doing it in one direction, switch. Okay, so now the other hand takes the block back and transfers. There you go, nice work. And if you've got the extra challenge of the back of your chair making things extra difficult, come to stand or sit sideways, find a different way. Notice that that's kind of being that extra hurdle, and make things a little easier for yourself. Nice work. when you feel that you've done enough on both sides, come back through center, let the block rest on your thighs, maybe your hands rest on the block. You might even turn your palms to face up and relax those shoulders down. If your palms are facing up, think about your elbows being heavy, as if they were being pulled down towards the floor. See if you can feel that. Breathe in and breathe out. Another one here. All right, so one more with those shoulders. We'll do the one that we did on Tuesday, okay? So your block is on your lap. Have it on the flat setting and the widest from side to side. So if you see, it will be like this on your lap. And then from here, you're going to grab your block with the insides of your elbows. So you're going to hinge over that block and then squeeze it. Make about 90-degree angles with your elbows. And then once you've got the block, lift your spine. So you've got like robot arms here, right? And the block is right there between your elbows. Your palms facing one another. See if you can rotate your palms to face you. So pinky fingers in. Thumbs pointing out. Yes, nice work. And then give that extra squeeze to the block. Try not to bring your hands towards one another. So squeeze through the insides of your elbows, but think about your hands staying parallel, your upper forearms parallel. And then we're going to keep the spine in the same position. Again, imaginary wall. And we're going to lift, and it might not lift very high. And we're going to lower. So the block might come kind of to your lower ribs or belly button. So you're not rounding your spine as you do this. And then again, we're going to lift, squeeze that block, and we'll lower. Nice work. And again, lift any amount. It might be very little. And lower. Keep squeezing the block with those elbows and lift. Think about your spine on that wall the whole time, your back body, the back of your head, staying on the wall as you lift and lower, as you squeeze that block. A couple more. Remember to breathe. Nice work. And then release. Block to thighs. Let your arms relax down by your side. And again, feel, how does this feel? Feel it in your shoulders, maybe around your elbows, maybe all the way into your hands, your fingers. And then let's put the block to the side. Hands come to your thighs. Shoulders lift up by the ears. And then just drop your right shoulder down. Inhale, lift, and your left shoulder down. And one more each side, lift, right shoulder, and lift, and left shoulder. Both shoulders will lift, and then relax both shoulders down. Bring your feet to more or less hip width, and we'll make our way up to stand. Maybe scoot forward on your chair. 3 times up and down, whatever works with your arms, whatever you'd like to do when you're ready. Coming forward and up. And then returning down. And then again, forward, up. And come back. And feel the grounding through your feet. Press down to rise up. And come back to your chair. This time we're rising up and we're staying lifted. See if you can stay with your knees bent. And then bring hands to your chest. Interlace your fingers, rotate those wrists. Send a little bit more weight into your heels so knees are still bent. Rotate in the other direction. And then pause that, straighten through your legs. If you like, reach your arms tall, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And on your exhale, release everything down. Nice job. All right, let's find Let's find some standing. So we'll face the back of the chair. And I'll meet you there in a mountain pose. Try to align more or less those big joints in your body, or those main joints like your ankles, your knees, your hips, your shoulders. Turn your palms to face forward and notice that when you find this rotation through your arms, you open a little bit more through the front of your shoulders, your chest. So that's just a little tweak that you can do anytime, any time of day, just to open a bit more and counter the kind of our tendency to round forward. And it doesn't have to be a strain, right? Make it easy. And then from here, sweep your arms wide, any amount overhead. And on your exhale, left arm down and side bend. Inhale, come back through center. And then take it over to the right. Inhale back through center. On your exhale, rest your hands on the back of the chair. We're going to lift that left knee, and then we're going to take that left foot back. We're coming into a lunge, so see if you can come onto the ball of the foot, bending into your right knee. And then pause here for a moment. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. We'll play a little bit with balance. So you're on the ball of the back foot. So this is not as stable as if the back foot was completely planted. So make sure, that you realize that. And then play. See if your hands can leave the chair and come to rest on your front thigh. Think about squeezing your left glute. Your shoulders are over your hips. Maybe if you're feeling stable here, see if the one arm can lift up towards the ceiling, or you can do cactus arms. Steady your gaze. If you're feeling stable, maybe both arms reach tall. Quite the balance pose here if you're on the ball of the back foot. Again, feel free to keep your hands on the chair, on your thigh. Take another breath in. And then on your exhale, we're returning hands to the chair if there was somewhere else. Bring your weight forward into that front leg. So now come onto the tiptoes of that back foot, and then step that back foot forward as you come back to standing in your mountain pose. Arms by your side, palms facing forward, shoulders down and away from your ears. As you inhale, sweep your arms wide, up overhead, or cactus arms. On your exhale, right arm down, side bend. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, take it to your left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hands come back to the back of the chair. Your right knee will lift in front of you. And then you're making that transition. You're taking that right leg back. Notice when you take your right leg back, lean forward. Okay, so you've got that counterweight, and then begin to bend into your left knee as you then land on the ball of that right foot to find your lunge. See if that back heel can stay lifted. If not, you can angle the foot and plant the heel, make your stance a little shorter. If the heel is lifted, it's a bit more of a balanced kind of pose, right? Squeeze your right glute. Bend into that left knee. And then as you steady your breath and your gaze, maybe one hand can leave the chair, come to your thigh, maybe the other one too. Maybe hands come to your hips. You could also do hands to your chest, just like we're doing that chair pose. Maybe those arms reach towards the ceiling. Again, just options. No need to do any of these if they don't work for you today. Shoulders over hips. So rather than being over that front leg, try to lift, broaden your chest. You're looking forward. You could look around, but don't. Actually, if it's a balanced pose, keep your gaze steady. Another breath in. And another breath out. Nice work. Now we're going to go back. So we're going to lean forward, bring the hands back to the chair, and then lighten up on that back foot. So bring a bit more weight into the front one, come onto the tiptoes, and then bring that leg forward, plant it back into your mountain pose. Arms by your side, turn those palms to face forward, shoulders away from your ears. As you inhale, reach your arms wide and up. On your exhale, left arm down, side bend. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, take it to your right. Inhale, back through center. On your exhale, hands to the back of the chair. This time, stepping both feet back as you come into a down dog variation here. So your hands stay on the back of the chair, your feet walk back. You're finding length in your spine from your fingers all the way to tailbone, sit bones. Your ankles, knees, and hips are more or less in line, one on top of the other. And then depending on how those shoulders are feeling, that chest, that back body, you might think about dropping the chest towards the floor, so a bit more of a passive stretch, only if it feels good. Or you might think about making it a bit more active. And if you are thinking that, think about bringing the outer edges of your armpits kind of in, as if you were trying to get your armpits to face one another. You'll find that your shoulder blades move slightly apart, and you'll find that your chest moves slightly away from the floor. See if you can feel that. A couple more breaths. Knees can be as bent as you'd like here. Keep the back of the neck long. Another inhale. And another exhale. And then use your next breath in to walk your feet back towards the chair. Find again your mountain pose, arms by your side. All right. Let's make our way down to the mat, if you're coming there, or to your chair again, or a different chair, sofa, recliner. We'll meet in a seat with the legs in front of us. And then once you are here, a little movement through those hips. Once again, usual one here. I feel like we do this one so much, but it tends to feel good, right? I hope you agree. Hands are framing your hips. Your feet are wide, your knees are wide, and we're dropping knees from side to side. This one's it's a nice one, a massage for the glute muscles, right? For the bum. Nice gentle movement through the hips, rotating inward and outward. And this movement can also feel nice for the back body, the lower back. So you'll find that when your knees drop to one side, you find a little twist through your torso, and that can also feel kind of nice, resetting. A few more at your own pace. If you'd like to stay a little longer on one side and then the other, feel free to do that. And you can try this movement too with the soles of the feet planted, so your toes kind of pointing away from you, or with the feet flexed, so on your heels, the toes pointing up, or drawing towards your shins. See if it makes a difference for you. All right, and then we'll meet with those knees back at center when you're ready. And then heel to toe those feet in, and we're coming onto our backs. So however you want to go there, take your time. And we'll meet with that back body all the way on the ground, or reclined if you are seated. Bring it onto or a folded blanket or a pillow. And then those knees can come in towards the chest. If you're on the floor, knees Both knees at once is a little more available. If you're in your chair, maybe one knee at a time. And then some rocking from side to side if that feels good. Notice if there's any part of that back body that needs a bit more attention. Maybe it feels good to send a bit more weight there. If you'd like to stay a little longer on one side than the other, you could do that. And then we'll bring ourselves back through center. Keep your right knee drawing in, but plant your left foot on the ground. Bring your hands behind your right thigh and then extend your right leg any amount towards the ceiling. From here, find some movement through your right ankle. Rotate in both directions. And then point and flex through that foot. So toes away from you, toes towards you, and away, and towards, and away, and towards. And then from here, find a figure 4. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Send your right knee away from you. And we'll take this now into a gentle twist. So try to keep your figure 4 and then drop it towards the left side. And you'll find that your right foot might plant on the ground. Your right knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. If you find that the floor is a bit too far away for that right foot, bring your block and plant it there and see if the foot can land on the block instead. And then your chest is still facing the ceiling. Maybe your arms open up into a T, and maybe your gaze goes over to the right side. Wherever you are, breathing here. Deep breath in, a long breath out. And soften through your jaw and your eyes. And then let's bring that figure 4 back through center. Release it. Bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Stay here or bring the forehead towards the knees, rounding a little bit more through your spine. If the head was lifted, bring it back down. Plant your right foot and bring the left knee into the chest. Hands behind the left thigh, and then extend that left leg to the ceiling. Find some movement through your left ankle. Both directions. Slow and controlled. And then point and flex through that foot. Toes away, toes towards, away, towards, and one more. And then from here, bend that left knee and cross the ankle over your right thigh to find your figure 4 on this side. Remember, you can do figure 4 from a seated position too, okay? And then we'll take it into that twist. So keeping this figure 4 shape, if you used your block, if it was helpful, bring it over to the right side. We're going to drop now that figure 4 to the right. That left foot now, the sole of the foot will plant, floor, block. And the left knee is still pointing up towards the ceiling. Your arms can open up into a T, your torso, chest is facing the ceiling, and your gaze could go to the left. And now as best you can, try to relax here. So let yourself be heavy. Take a deep breath in, breath out. And softening through your jaw. Tongue moves away from the roof of the mouth. And softening eyelids, forehead. And then as you're ready, make your way back through center. Release that figure four. If it feels good, knees come back into the chest, rock a little bit. If you'd like to, once again, bring the forehead towards the knees if that also feels good for that back body. And then eventually, as you're ready, finding Shavasana. So these last moments of practice in stillness, finding the most comfortable position for your body at this point, whatever that may be today. And then as you arrive there, open mouth exhale, relaxing as many muscles in the body as possible. Feel your shoulders get heavy, your eyelids get heavy. Your hips are heavy, your legs. And as the mind gets maybe a little fidgety or busy, let it be. Let it do whatever it does. Let's see if you can watch from the side, as if you were at a train station and you're watching the trains go by. Or you were on a field watching the sky and the clouds go by. As always, you can stay in Shavasana for longer if you'd like. If you're ready to move, bring your awareness back to your breath. And take some deep inhales into the belly and some long exhales. And then find that movement through your toes, your fingers. Maybe your chin moves from shoulder to shoulder. Maybe you drop your knees from side to side. Take your time. And we'll eventually meet in a seat. I'll meet you there. Hands might rest in the lap, or you might bring your hands and rest them at your chest. Your eyes could stay closed. Take a moment, breathing in, breathing out. And then here, let's acknowledge the practice itself. Let's acknowledge ourselves, our practice today. Let's acknowledge all those who have practiced with us. And let's acknowledge all those who have made it possible. And we'll end with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.